Real Madrid plays their fourth La Liga game tomorrow against Levante, and with Barcelona starting to grow in confidence, Real Madrid will definitely need to deliver a more convincing performance. Let's go ahead and get started with the pregame analysis. What's up, guys? Welcome back to El Merengue Culé. A lot has actually happened since the last time Real Madrid played in terms of injuries, transfers, and just overall how the team is growing. So why don't we start off with that? The team seems to be calibrating a little more as the games are going by, with the attack starting to flow a tiny bit more. It seems like we're creating a little more chances. I wasn't able to be here for that post-game analysis video against Real Valladolid, but my brother did a very good job covering how Real Madrid played. So if you haven't watched that video yet, make sure you go check it out. However, I did get to watch the game, and Real Madrid's attack just seems to be flowing a little more. So with that being said, Jovic actually had a much better game than he had in the previous one against Real Betis. However, the question still stands whether Zinedine Zidane will continue to place trust on Jovic and continue to give him minutes. I'll be giving my predicted lineup and my predicted score at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around all the way to the end. But with that being said, why don't we move on to our opponent, which is Levante, and kind of discuss a little more on them. So I had just been mentioning how it's important that we get a more convincing performance, especially considering how well Barcelona seems to be playing. And Levante seems like a good opponent to do that based on the position that they're currently at in La Liga. So that's right, they're currently situated 16th place in La Liga. And while it seems like they're not having the best of starts, it's a little misleading. When you look at the games and who they've played, they have come up against Valencia, Osasuna, and Sevilla. Now, they have lost two of their first three games, both against Valencia and Sevilla. Against Valencia, they lost 4-2. However, they were actually tied up until minute 75 when Valencia finally scored the go-ahead goal and then ended up scoring another one near the end. So it just shows how Levante kept that one close. And then against Sevilla, it took Sevilla till the 92nd minute, the very dying moments, to score the winning goal to beat Levante 1-0. So it just goes to show, yes, while they have lost those two games, those are two teams that are not bad. Sevilla, especially a Champions League team right now. And also, they're staying in the games till the very end. So, and additionally, they went ahead and beat Osasuna 3-1, which goes to show that they are not a bad team and not a team to be taken lightly, especially whenever you look at the past history between Real Madrid and Levante, in which Real Madrid has only beat Levante twice in the past 6 games that they've come up against them in La Liga. And you look at the last game that they played against them, which was last season, this year, 2020, in February, Levante actually won 1-0. So it is definitely a game that cannot be taken lightly by Real Madrid. And now we're going to jump on real quick to a potential player to watch. And I'm going to name 2 players. The first one being Jose Luis Morales, who has actually scored 3 goals already this season for La Liga in his first 3 games. So definitely not a bad ratio. I mean, we have our striker Benzema and Jovic, who have not scored a single goal. So they already have a striker who scored 3 goals. And then the number 2 player that I want to name is Sergio Leon. This guy has scored in 2 out of the last 3 games that he's played against Real Madrid. So definitely someone that we also want to be out on the lookout for. But with that being said, why don't we jump on to Real Madrid, and what a week we have had. Guys, it seems like with Gareth Bale gone, someone and a couple players had to take up his name with regards to being injured. So yes, injuries on top of injuries. First, obviously, as you guys already knew, Toni Kroos got injured in our last game, so he's going to be out for a couple weeks. On top of that, we have Hazard, who right before he was about to come back, he was actually called up to the midweek game against Real Betis, and then the hours before he gets injured, or I guess the practice right before he gets injured. And to make things worse, a couple days ago, Real Madrid releases some news that Dani Carvajal has actually hurt his ligament on his knee, and he's going to be out for 2 months. And so in my head, I was like, you know what? While that sucks, and obviously I want Carvajal starting, it may be a really good opportunity for Álvaro Odriozola to get some minutes under his belt, get some consistency. If Carvajal is going to be out for 2 months, Odriozola can play for 2 whole months straight. That would be really good for him. And what happens? A day later, Real Madrid releases news that Odriozola is injured. Guys. I mean, Odriozola must have the worst of luck. The time that he finally looked like he could get some chances at Real Madrid, he goes on and gets hurt. On top of that, we have just loaned out Mayoral for 2 seasons to Roma. So that is another player that has left the team, and Real Madrid is not going to make any signings. So it seems like our squad seems to be thinning out as the days go by, and the options for picking a starting lineup seem to be running a little bit low. But with that being said, let's actually go on and predict this lineup. So I am predicting that we're going to go with a 4-3-3 formation. And that is obviously due to the fact that we don't have an outside back anymore. Zidane had been experimenting with that 4-1-2-1-2, going with the 2 strikers. But basically, to play with a formation like that, it is very important to have those outside backs that are going to be pushing up and down the field. But without Carvajal, without Odriozola, it seems like it'll be Nacho that will be replacing. In my opinion, I would line up Nacho on that right back spot. We have called up one of the youngsters, but I don't think he's going to be starting. However, I guess let me be a little more structured. In goal, as always, we're going to have Courtois. On the right-hand side, I think we're going to be seeing Nacho. Center back spots are easy. Those are for Varane and Ramos. Militao still injured. I didn't even name him, but yeah, Militao is also injured. On the left-hand spot, because we saw Marcelo play this midweek, I think the spot is definitely going to go back to Mendy. In the middle, that 4-3-3 in the middle, we're going to be seeing Casemiro as a center defensive mid. On the right mid, we're going to be seeing Federico Valverde. And on the left mid, we're going to be seeing Odegaard. Now, I know there's a few subscribers that love Isco. And guys, personally, while Isco had a really good second half against Real Betis when he was brought on, his performance against Real Valladolid was just not promising enough for me. It left a lot. It seems like every time he has a good game, which is what I've told a few of the subscribers. I just feel like Isco, he's still a good player, but he is so inconsistent. He'll have one good game and then he'll go for the next 2-3 games just completely missing. So for that reason, I am not going to be lining up Isco. And also Luka Modric, I'm going to be putting on the bench just because of the fact that he's been accumulating a lot of minutes, and due to his age, I think this would be a good time for him to get some rest, maybe come in the last 20 minutes. Okay, so that's my midfield. And up top, we're going to be seeing on the wings, I think Vinicius Jr. is going to get a start, especially after the fact that he scored a goal. So Zidane needs to start giving him a little more minutes. He hasn't played that much in the past few games, so I think Vinicius will be starting this one. On the right wing spot, the choices are in between Rodrigo or Asensio, and I think Asensio wins the matchup in this case, this time, because Rodrigo just definitely did not have a good game at all in that first in our debut of La Liga. And Asensio, whenever he's played, he's actually looked a little bit better than Rodrigo did. Still not amazing, but a little bit better. However, the question of the video remains in: will Jovic start? Will Zidane put some confidence and some trust in Luka Jovic over Karim Benzema? So, me personally, what I want to see is, yes, I want to see Luka Jovic start this game. Just like I said, I definitely think that he had a lot better of a game against Real Valladolid, and I want to keep seeing, and I want to see if he can keep growing on that. But if I put myself in Zidane's shoes, I think due to the fact that we already have a lot of missing players, I think he's going to want to trust Benzema a little more, especially because we're going back to a 4-3-3, and Vinicius and Asensio seem to be a little more comfortable having Benzema up there. I don't know how well they would link up with Jovic as of now. So, in my opinion, I think Benzema will be starting. However, I really want to see Luka Jovic start this game. And okay, last segment of the video. As always, guys, I'm going to be predicting the score. And I always ask you to predict the score down in the comments below for a potential to get a shout out in the post-analysis video. So make sure you let me know down below. However, for me, I'm going to be predicting a Real Madrid victory with a score of 3-1. Hopefully, we see Vinicius score another goal. Hopefully, Jovic can get on the score sheet. And, I mean, shoot, why not? Benzema needs to get on there, too. We need a striker to score a goal. Either Jovic or Benzema needs to score this game. There's no way we go into our 5th game without having one of our strikers score a single goal. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button down below. The other day, we did our reaction video to the group stage draw for the Champions League, so make sure you go check that out. Real Madrid's group seems to be a little bit interesting. We'll probably do a video on that some point in the future, predicting all of those group stage positions. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll be seeing y'all in the post-analysis video. And as always, a la Madrid.